right, let's go ahead. All right, looks like we are live. We are live. Let me go live here on Instagram because Instagram always got some stuff with them. There we are. All right. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are live. Let me just close my door real quick. All right, Kennedy, I am live. Now, are you in or out? That's it. That was your chance to get out, buddy. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Instagram. And we are live on YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm super excited this morning to be here live with you. It's been a minute, baby. It's been a minute. Let me just check my stuff here because ain't no need to rush. It's only Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. Let me go ahead and invite some people to the live. Let me make sure my sister's out there. She promised me that she would come and check me out live. Let's see if she's true to this. And let me go ahead and tag a few people in my live here. Let me tag some of my soul sisters here. How y'all doing this morning? I'm just tagging some people in the live. And I'm going to ask y'all to do me one favor this morning because it's time to get my hair done. But see, we can't let anything stop us from coming to the platform, even a couple pieces of nappy hair. So I need y'all to work with me this morning, okay? Can y'all work with me this morning? Because I got an appointment coming up, but it ain't quite yet, okay? I need y'all to work with a sister this morning. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning. As you join the live, if you could just type your name in the chat and do me another huge favor. Invite a friend. Invite a friend. Invite a friend. I got something to share with y'all this morning. Let me just grab a banner here real quick and put it in here because we're going to talk this morning just for a minute. We're going to talk this morning. Let me invite a few more people to the live. Let me see here. Who we want here? I'm going to ask y'all to invite a friend, invite a foe. I don't care who it is. Invite somebody to the live. Who else we got here this morning? Let me see. I think Keisha just joined. Hey, Keisha. I'm telling you, I got some ride or dies out there. My girl Keisha, that's my ride or die. My girl Tracy, right? Y'all, you know me and Tracy been riding since the cradle, right? Tracy was the one who gave me this crazy name that I've been walking around for all my life. I'll give y'all a quick story while we wait for some people to get on the live. So for those of you who don't know, Tracy Ray, this lady in the comments here, is my older sister. Tracy will be 62 this month. Congratulations, Tracy, on hitting that Social Security year. We know it. We know it. Better go grab it while it's still grabbable. But Tracy was born May of 1963, whereas I was born in September of 1964. So Tracy's a little bit older than a year, about a year older than I am. So when mom and dad brought me home from the hospital, type of one, if y'all could hear me clearly, because my internet been acting a little crazy over the last day or so. Keisha, Tracy, type of one in the chat if I'm coming across clear. Do me a favor, and I appreciate y'all tagging so many people. Can you type a one in the chat if I'm coming? There we go. So let me finish this quick story before we get into our topic of conversation today. So anyway, when I came home from the hospital, Tracy was a little over a year old. She had just turned 1 in May, and they brought home this baby girl in September of the next year. So Tracy, being the beautiful woman that she is, was very helpful to my mother with this new baby girl. But Tracy had a lisp. Y'all know what a lisp is? She's had it all her life. That tongue be like, y'all know Tracy got that tongue, right? So Tracy, you know you got that tongue, right? So anyway, Tracy couldn't say baby. So every time I would cry, my beautiful sister would say, the Baba Lee is crying. She couldn't say baby. How can you not say, I never thought about this, Tracy. I think you sabotaged me. How can you not say baby, but you can say Baba Lee? So let me type in the chat what she used to call me is B-O-B, let me see, B-O-B-A-L-E-E. So she used to say the Baba Lee was crying. Okay. That's what she said. She said, "Mommy, the Bible is crying." So for years and years and years and years, my family never knew my name was Dory. Everybody called me Baba Lee. So growing up as a young girl, and y'all remember, I didn't have any hair. So again, I ask you to forgive my hair today. I am trying to hold on as long as I can, but we are aware that it needs to come out. So Tracy, we know that the E is for excellent, but you wasn't that smart calling me Baba Lee. So she used to call me the Baba Lee. So she used to say the Baba Lee is crying, the Baba Lee is wet, the Baba Lee needs a bottle. So until I was about 12 years old, and this is no lie, everybody in my family called me Baba Lee. To this day, there's still a couple people who call me Baba Lee. It's all good. I embraced it. But if you can imagine, be a bald-headed girl named Bob, it was a stigma that I still live with to this day. There's some therapy that is really built around this whole story. To bring this story in, when I started liking boys, which was sometime around 13 or 14, type of one in the chat if you're still with me. When I started liking boys, hey Keisha, I'm doing my challenge because I am live not only on Facebook, I'm live on Instagram, I'm live on YouTube. And let me tell you something, baby. When we finish, because of this incredible platform, StreamYard, I'll be able to repurpose this to TikTok. How beautiful is that? StreamYard is the place to be, y'all. I'm telling you, StreamYard is the place to be. So anyway, I was telling this cool story, Keisha, about how my sister stigmatized me with this nickname. You know, in our culture, we have nicknames, and my nickname was Baba Lee because my sister couldn't say baby. So Tracy, who's on the live today, will attest to this. She used to say the Baba Lee is crying. The Baba Lee needs a bottle. The Baba Lee this and the Baba Lee that. So until I was about 13 years old, I had to put a stop to it at some point. I said, I don't like this name anymore. Baba Lee is very strange. My whole family called me Baba Lee. I had one aunt who couldn't say it, and she used to call me Bubba Lee. It was too much, right? So when I started liking boys, I kind of put a little spin on it. So I told people my name was Bobby. Now that's a little bit more sexy, don't you think? A girl named Bobby was much better than a girl named Baba Lee. So I became Bobby. And then, go through high school, I could always tell where people knew me from based on what they call me. So if you grew up with me in childhood, you either called me Bob or Baba Lee. I knew we grew up in the West Oak Lane section of Philadelphia, that we went way back like Afros and Cracker Jacks, okay? If you called me Dory, more than likely we met in school. We met at Masterman. If any of my Masterman friends see this, shout out to the class of 79. Or we met at Girls High. If any of my Girls High friends see this, shout out to the 226th graduating class of the Philadelphia High School for Girls. And if you knew me from Howard University, shout out to the class of 1986. I was Dory. But then, I came out and I started wanting to feel that sexiness again. So I let some of my friends start calling me Bobby. So my family still calls me Bob. Some of my friends call me Bobby. Some people call me Dory. But what you're not going to call me is late to the game, because now we get ready to get into this conversation. Somebody say, get into it. Somebody type in the chat, get into it. Because today, what we're going to talk about is this here thing called disruption. I need somebody to type disruption in the chat. If you're with me, I want you to type disruption in the chat. And I'm going to wait for you because that's how important it is. I need somebody right now, if you're still with me this morning, to type disruption in the chat. Let's get into it, Keisha Trowick, because whether you want to believe it or not, let me take that Baba Lee off there because that's starting to make me angry. I'm going to have to go over to Tracy's house and deal with her. Let's talk about it this morning. Let somebody type it in the chat for me and share this live while you're at it, and type disruption in the chat, because that's where we are. That's where we are. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether you love it, we're going to get into it this morning. Tracy said, get into it, Baba Lee. Cece said, get into it. My girl Keisha said, get into it. I need somebody before I can get into it. I need y'all to type disruption in the chat, because that's what we're talking about this morning. We are in a season of disruption. Okay. I don't need y'all to know how to spell it. I gave it to you right there. All you got to do is type DISRUPTION, type disruption. I see y'all. Tracy said disruption. CC said disruption. Let me tell you something. I want to look at this real quick. I looked this up in the dictionary. I said, when I was thinking about going live this morning, I said, Lord, what would you have me talk about this morning? And he said, let's talk about this season that we're in of disruption. Y'all gonna love this. I looked up disruption in the dictionary, and the first definition that came up was disturbance or problems which interrupt an event, activity, or process. Oh, we gonna get into it this morning. Disruption, the first definition that came up was disturbance or problems which interrupt an event, activity, or process. Some of y'all feeling this already. If y'all feeling this, put some fire in the chat, okay? But the second definition is what really got me going, y'all. Hey, Cece, it was the second definition that said, you know what? Oh, I'm on point this morning. The second definition said a radical change to an existing industry or market due to technological innovation. Ooh, somebody put some fire. Cece put some fire in the chat. Let me say that again. The second definition is what got me going. Y'all need to share this live because somebody need to hear this. Somebody need to get free this morning. I see them balloons. Y'all better work it out. The second definition says a radical change to an existing industry or market due to technological innovation. Y'all, come on. Can we talk about it? Is it okay to talk about it this morning? Because we are in a season of disruption because of digital. I'm gonna call it digital marketing for now, but it's more than that. It's more than that, y'all. It's more than that. Right now, I'm gonna stick it right here and call it digital marketing. But it's the whole idea of digital everything. I don't even know if that's a term, but we are literally, we have entered into the digital age. Now, I'm gonna ask you to show your age right now. I'm gonna ask you to show your age. If you're willing to do it, just work with me. How many people remember the Jetsons? Type it in the chat. Type me if you remember the TV show The Jetsons. Y'all remember the Jetsons? I know Tracy does. We watched it together. We're in the digital age. See, Keisha, you got my back. I mean, sometimes it's way back, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I know you got my back. Sometimes it's way back, though, y'all. We ain't gonna put me and Keisha business out in the street, but I'm gonna tell you like this. Anyway. So Cece, me and you here. Cece, you remember the Jetsons. I don't remember the song, but I probably could bet money that Tracy remembers the song. But I remember George Jetson would fly in the air, the little helicopter air bubble, that they had a maid who was a robot. That, you know, the stuff that was happening in the Jetsons back in the day, we thought it was like outrageous. Like, remember how they lived? They lived large and in charge. They had money. Okay, they was probably dealing in some type of cryptocurrency, right? And Cece, you remember the song? Don't make me bring you on as a guest. Oh, that's right. You had some surgery. You know what, Cece? I need you to get better because we need to get on this platform together. We are living in the digital age, and it's reminding me of the Jetsons. I mean, damn. At least we think. Now, we ain't sure. Gail went to the moon, right? So anyway, y'all see Gail went to the moon? Anyway, let's get back to the subject. Let's talk about what we came here to talk about. Gail went to the moon, right? Okay, Gail. We are literally out here on the digital highway. The digital highway is moving so fast, you guys. And unfortunately, some of us, okay, let me back that up a little bit. People move for two reasons. Keisha, work with me here. People move for two reasons. They move out of inspiration or they move out of desperation. Can I inspire you this morning? Can you share this live? We sure are they even, hold on, what they say? We sure are. They even got them staying flat on the elevator at the airport. Y'all heard what she said. Y'all heard what Cece said? They got them on the airport and you just stand flat and that thing move. We are there. We are here, y'all. Y'all, I don't care if you like it or not. You're going to either move out of inspiration. I'm here to inspire you this morning because very soon you're going to be moving from a different place. And that place is not as much fun as this place. Like when you move from inspiration, it's a whole different energy. Some of y'all, I hate to say it, are going to be moving from desperation because you're going to wait too long. And then you're going to be playing catch up. You're going to want to learn what everybody else already knows. You're going to want to get into spaces where everybody else is already dominating because you refuse to accept this disruption in the industry. And can I put a disclaimer on this? I don't care what industry you're in. And if you're watching this on the replay, when you come in, type replay so I can thank you for watching this on the replay. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care if you're in network marketing. I don't care if you're in real estate. I don't care if you sell life insurance. I don't care if you're in a travel business. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you sell popcorn or bubble gum. At some point, if you're thinking about being in an industry that you can scale and that you can move and that you can work in your sleep, at some point, you're going to have to visit this whole idea of the digital age. More importantly, if you're planning to do business on the internet, you're going to have to learn something about digital marketing. You're going to have to learn how to operate out here on this digital highway. See, let me explain something to y'all. You better say I said what I said what I said. Let me say something to y'all. I'm feeling real silly this morning. Let me say something to y'all. When I got involved in network marketing over 27 years ago, because it's actually been 28 years now. 28 years ago, I was introduced to the industry of network marketing. Prior to that, I was living the American dream, you guys. At least we thought it was a dream at the time. We didn't know that they were setting us up for the big nightmare. I did everything my parents told me to do. I am a baby boomer. I am probably the last generation that did things without asking why. When we didn't ask our father why, but he said jump. All we said was how high. It was do it or suffer the consequence. And he wasn't abusive. We just believed that our parents had the answers. And here's what my parents told me: go to school, Dory. And type of one in the chat if you follow this same path. Go to school, get a good education. If you're fortunate, parlay that into higher education. If you're even more fortunate, go out there, Dory, and get yourself a good job. I did it all. I did everything my daddy told me to do. I went to school. I graduated from one of the best schools, Howard University. I had a ball, but I did graduate. I did not graduate summa cum laude or magna cum laude. Let's just get that straight. I graduated, thank you, Lordy, but all that matters is that I got the paper, right? I have a Bachelor of Business Administration and Marketing. I went on to, I floundered around for a little while, but ultimately I landed an amazing career in the pharmaceutical industry. When most people didn't even know what a six-figure salary was, your girl was earning six figures in the pharmaceutical industry. I was working from home. I was driving the company car. I was doing the damn thing. Then I decided to have me a couple babies. My father said I skipped the whole wedding, but that's a whole nother lie. We ain't getting into my personal business. Had two kids, bought a house, living a dream, right? And then something happened. Oh, can we say disruption? Something came in my life that I was not prepared for. I was already living beyond my means because I was a young girl making a lot of money. So I was spending it just as fast as I could make it. Can we talk? My girls didn't have one pair of Uggs. They had two pair of Uggs. Well, back then, I don't think Uggs was out. Whatever the shoes was out, my kids had them. My kids had every Barbie. They had Barbies lined up like this. Everything that they needed and wanted and didn't need, I made sure they had, because not only was I playing the American dream, but I was keeping up with the Joneses too. My kids was laced. I bought a nice house, the whole nine, but disruption. That's right, Keisha, say it. That's what we're talking about this morning. Something showed up in my life that I wasn't prepared for. And it came in the form of mental illness. Can we talk? Oh, y'all know too much, right? This live is over. No, I'm just joking. It came in the form of mental illness. And many of you who knew me back then, you know what time it is. Man, I started disappearing on y'all. I didn't know what was happening with me. All I know is I went from happy to not so happy to damn near couldn't get my head up off the pillow and realize that I was suffering from something called major depression. But here's the point. It's not about the depression today. We've talked about that a lot in my lifetime. But today I want to talk to you about it from a different perspective. I want to talk to you about it from a perspective of disruption. See, when that thing disrupted my life, I wasn't prepared. But thanks be to God. See, God has plans when we don't. God knows the end from the beginning. He knows what's going to happen before we. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. See, when a king enters the room, you got to stop and acknowledge him. See, this was sisters, can we give it up for my friend, my dear friend, my Kappa friend, my brother from another mother, Mr. Raphael Williams, who just entered the building. My brother, how are you? I am, look. I am honored to have you in the room. We need to talk. You know, it's time for our quarterly catch up. I got stuff to tell you, but let me finish this story. Raphael caught me off guard a little bit. I didn't know he was here. TC wanted me to teach Raphael, so I got to get back to his teach. So when the mental illness showed up in the form of major depression, I was not prepared. But like I was saying, God has a plan that we don't know about. God knew some kind of way he had to get me out of corporate America. I thought my father was going to lose his mind, by the way, because see, my father was a traditional man. I had this good job. I had a great job. I was making six figures. I was driving a company car. From the outside looking in, life was hunky-dory, no pun intended. But I was drowning in depression. And it was clinical. So I couldn't stop it if I tried. And here come my cousin Pam and Vernon doing one, because I went up and down, right? So here I come. I came back up, came out, showed my head again, and my cousin said, "Are you interested in making some extra income?" I said, "Hell yeah." By that time, I'm drowning, right? I done spent more money than I was making. The mortgage was behind. Everything was going bonkers. They said, "Come to this Amway meeting with me." I went to a meeting and everything changed that day. In that meeting, and I'm going to speed up a little bit for y'all, I learned the difference between making money linear income. I learned how to make passive and residual income, and I was turned on. Matter of fact, I was turned out. I didn't understand why at Girls High, Masterman, Howard University, some of the top schools in the country, in the city, in the world, never taught me about passive and residual income. All they taught me to do was go to school and learn how to get a good job. They never told me that wealthy people earn money a different way. They learned how to, they weren't into trading hours for dollars. They learned, like Michael Jackson, to do something one time and get paid residually for that one-time effort over and over and over again. They learned, like Oprah Winfrey, how to do something, how to learn how to do something, teach Keisha and Cece how to do it, and then every time they do it, you get paid. I was like, damn. People out here getting paid like this. And I loved it. But, you know, the industry started. I went from Amway, and then I left Amway. I went to ACN, where I had a ball. That's where I really got into it. I left ACN. I went to a little company called Next, and then I jumped into the health and wellness industry with a team called the MAD team, and that's where the game actually changed for me. That's where I became a leader. That's where I learned so much about personal development. That's where I, learned how to get in the front of the room and get crazy about sharing stories. That's where I grew up in network marketing, selling noni juice. I had the best mentor on the planet, who's still my friend and mentor to this day. I mean, that's where I blossomed. That's where I became that's where I earned my first 6 figures in network marketing. And then, that was where I actually learned that it was time for me to go out on my own. I left the MAD team just to bring the story home. I left there. I went to TLC. Oh, baby. Tore TLC to pieces. When I tell you, Keisha, I know you remember. I don't know who else is here that did TLC with me, but we went to TLC and we went bonkers over at TLC. That's where the rubber met the road. I loved TLC when I was there. It was the bomb. But that's the same time when the industry started to change too. Things started changing, baby. The world was changing. Can somebody say, what's the word for the day? Somebody type it in there. What's the word for the day? Disruption. That's when right around that time, y'all, is right pre-pandemic. We were still doing hotel meetings. My first round in TLC, still doing hotel meetings, still doing things the way we did. That's right. We lost our mind. We had a blast in TLC. That was the most fun. She just said, "Let's go." I guess my show over. Can I get 10 minutes, please? On my way back. All right, well then you go ahead. I'll catch you on the next run. All right, yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Boy, I tell you, these kids. Yeah, but I'm on the computer though. You can wait for me for 10 minutes. Anyway, so we had a ball, sizzle calls, Pete calls, three-way calls. I remember, I'll tell y'all something real funny. Tracy didn't join TLC with me the first time I joined TLC. Well, for the first couple of weeks, she was so mad at me. We was living together, and I had caught the vision before she did. But the computer that we had at the time, because we shared everything, was in her room. Baby, I used to sit on the end of Tracy's bed, and when I say she used to be mad, Keisha, tell them how mad Tracy was. We would do 10, 15 meetings a day. That's how crazy we went. And Tracy would be, she's like, this is the last time you're doing what I was like, you better be quiet. We did everything. So anyway, that's not the point of this. We talk about disruption, right? But now here comes the pandemic. Here comes the pandemic. I left TLC and we went to Tava. We did a little bit of Tava in person, but the pandemic shifted the way. Somebody type shift in the comments. It shifted the way we did network marketing. We had no choice. We had to figure out how to continue to do business in an environment where we could no longer be face to face. And very quickly, because we knew how to pivot, we went into this environment of Zoom. We learned that we didn't have to be, and that was another disruption, because Zoom made it so that we never wanted to go back into the hotels. Like, we don't have to pay $200 for this room and get all these people to come out, and we could just do this over Zoom and make as much or more money than we made coming out to the hotel rooms. Oh, we loved it. We shift to that Zoom platform, and we got it going. But see, we still here's where I want to bring it home. We were still dependent on our friends and family and our warm market to make it shake. We still had to go out and ask them for the business. We still had to do that. We still had to do this. We still had to do the things that, most of the things that I really did not love about network marketing. I hate people who kept telling me no, and and I don't blame them. I was changing companies faster than the speed of the light. I'm like, this is the best vitamin. This is the best vitamin. Oh, this is the best detox. Oh, that's the best detox. They got sick of me. They was like, now make up your mind. I just bought this. Now you want me to buy that? I just bought this just because you left a company now. They were sick of that. And I knew if I was there in their shoes, I probably would have been too. So then the pandemic came. During the pandemic, I had another personal shift. My father got sick. Another thing I did not anticipate, right? My father, the healthiest man I ever met in my life, all of a sudden, my father could not take care of himself anymore. And I knew that as a daughter, it was my responsibility to take care of my father. And that I did. But it caused another shift in my world, to the point where I couldn't even focus on anything else. I couldn't focus on any business. I had to focus. My father required my full attention. That's right, Keisha. Shout out right now. We'll take a moment and shout out every caretaker. If you are a caretaker, we love you. We understand your plight. We understand your daily grind. It is nothing to take lightly. Shout out to all the caretakers. Me and Tracy, that was our world. That was, yes. Oh, they're downstairs on the dining room thing. That was our whole world, taking care of daddy. Make sure daddy eat, make sure that, and as he continued to decline. Y'all remember, y'all watched the whole journey. Y'all watch him go from dancing to not even be able to take care of himself. But me and Tracy were there the whole time, making sure our daddy had the same, well, as much of a quality of life as he could as his daughters. But again, can we say the word? What's the word, y'all? It ain't Johannesburg, it's disruption. It disrupted my life. Okay. And I had to figure out now, when my father passed in December of, oh, Keisha, that's a good point. Be good to your children, because roles reverse. I love you, Corey. I love you, Lily. Anyway, Cece said, my whole life caretaker, it's not easy, but it's worth it. That's right, baby. That's right. So let me tell y'all real quick, because I'm bringing this home. So where was I? Okay. So when I came back to the world, now when my father passed December 21st, 2023, right? I'm going to show y'all another little funny story. So December 21st, 2023, my father passed. From December to about April, Tracy can tell you, I did nothing. I didn't realize that I was actually mourning because he was my whole life for almost 4 years. I laid in the bed and I cried, and I allowed myself to succumb to some chronic pain that I was having in my life. And it just was 4 months of nothing. And then one day, my little boy, my little Marty, came up to me and he said, he rubbed his hand across my head. This is my God's honest truth. And he said, Grandma, I just want you to be better. And it's as though that boy put something on my head. And I said, I got to get up. I said, my grandson's legacy will not be his grandmother laying in the bed crying. That was like, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. So I went, like many people do, I went to the internet and I started looking for ways to make money. But I didn't want to do network marketing anymore. I just felt like I wanted to do something different. And I ran across a page, one of my sorors, Tracy Walker, and she was doing something different. It looked different. It sounded different. And I said, this is interesting. She was talking about this thing called digital marketing. So I was like, wait a minute. I heard that before. But my children had told me, see, this is why you have to do your research. My children had told me, that's for the muckety mucks. That's for the influencers, mommy. You just go get a job, mommy. You can't do no digital marketing, blah, blah, blah. And I believed them until I didn't. And then I ran into my good girlfriend, soror, TK Walker, and she helped me make things happen. That's another story for another day. And I decided I'm jumping in with both feet. I had to jump in with both feet because one, TK believed enough in me to help me get there. Okay. And two, on the computer looking for a whole way to make money. Everybody's on the computer looking for a way to make money. Don't get it twisted, Keisha. Trust me and believe me. So I jumped into digital marketing and I joined this program called the Digital Growth Program. And I'm going to end it here. Let me tell y'all something. The whole time I thought I was buying a business. Little did I know that I was purchasing an education. I need y'all to hear me on this. Type education in the chat if you listen to me. The whole time I thought I was purchasing a business. Turns out I was purchasing an education. I purchased a $900 program called the Legacy Builders Program. And since purchasing this program, the things that I have learned about digital marketing and about building businesses online have blown my mind. Let me tell you something, guys. It's all about education. See, I thought I was buying a business. I promise you I did. I just wanted to make some money. I needed to make some money. And I thought I was buying a business. And it turns out I bought a PhD level course in digital marketing, where every single day I'm learning another way to promote my product online. And I'm going to end it right here because digital marketing is disrupting. I need somebody to say disruption. Digital marketing is disrupting the way we do business. The digital age is disrupting the way we do business. And I want to tell you 7 reasons. I'm going to do it in 7 minutes. If you give me 7 more minutes, I'm going to tell you 7 reasons why I fell in love with this industry. All I need is 7 more minutes. Somebody put 7 minutes. See, Tony Braxton asked y'all for 7 whole days and not a word from you. Y'all remember that song? Woo, 7 whole nights. I'm trying to buy some time while I find this one piece of, oh, here it is. Here it is. All right, let me put this in there real quick. So I'm going to show y'all 7 reasons why I love digital marketing. Okay. This is what got me going. Okay. 7 minutes. That's all I need from y'all. Here we go. Number 1, I learned that I did not have to be in front of a computer all day. I'm learning that all I need is 2 hours a day. And I'm not talking about 2 consecutive hours. I'm talking about 15 minutes here, post on TikTok, post on Facebook, post on Instagram, 15-minute live. I'm talking about 15-minute increments, 2 hours a day tops. And you can put yourself in position to make ridiculous money. I'm talking about no monthly fees. I paid that $900 to buy that education one time, and I don't pay any monthly fees to run my business. No auto ship. Nothing's wrong with auto ship. If you're in a company, you got to use your products, but none of that. But here's where it is. Automation. Somebody put automation in the key. I learned that I thought I was making money in my sleep, but I learned how to now use systems to automate my business. Systems like Systine.io, where we built a funnel that works when I'm asleep, where I have an email campaign. If you've ever signed up for my email campaign, you can attest to the fact that you get an email from me almost every day. And I don't sit in front of the computer and put emails. I run a campaign that came with the program. Automation. Here's one that took me out 100% profit. So I bought the $900 program, okay? Bought it. I've sold it 7 times. Every time I sold it, somebody put in the chat what I earned. I want you, this is a test. I paid $900 for the program. When I sold the program, can somebody please put in the chat how much I earned? I'll wait because this is important. I'm going to give you one clue. You know, this is an open book test. 100% profit. So if I bought the program, if Johnny had 5 apples, where y'all at? If I bought the program for $900, where's my Temple actuarial science student? Okay, Cece, Keisha, you that Cece beat you? Now, come on. Cece, Keisha, you went to Temple. You got a degree. Go. And you that Tracy beat you too? Tracy and Cece, front of the class. Every time I sold that program, where's Keisha? Now she want to come in and put the answer. Now she saw Cece and Tracy put the answers in. Every time I sold that program, I made 100% profit. Now here's the deal, y'all. Check this out. Everybody can't do a 900. Oh, and we have Afterpay. We'll talk about that. Some people say I can't do 900, so we have a $100 program. Every time I sold that twice, made $100 each time. We have a $300 program. I sold that twice, made $300 each time. We have a $600 program. I sold that once. So I've sold several programs. But the point is, every time I sold them, I made 100% profit. Last but not least, we have an active supportive community of over 51,000 digital marketers in this community. We got, they teach us all about content marketing, where the rubber meets the road. And last but not least, continuous personal development that comes with this $900 business that I thought I was buying that actually was an educational program. I'm closing out right here, guys. And I'm saying all this to say, we're in the season of disruption. The way we earn our money is being disrupted. The way we bank, I ain't going to get into detail today, but I'm just going to put that up there and tell y'all to stay tuned, okay? All I'm saying is the digital highway is moving, guys. The way we do business today is moving. I don't care what you do. Because it's not about what you do, because everybody going to do what they love to do. As a matter of fact, you should be doing what you love to do. If you're not, you need to keep looking until you find that thing you love. But it's not about what you do, guys. That is not it. It's about the way you do it. You can't get new money doing things the old way. I need y'all to hear me. We had a lot of fun today, but the point is, you're going to either move from inspiration or you're going to move from desperation. Do you know how hard it is to merge into a highway when the traffic is moving at 100 miles an hour? Have you ever tried to merge your car into a busy highway where the traffic is moving at 1,000 miles an hour? It's almost impossible. I am imploring you to move with a level of inspiration. I don't care what you do, whether you buy my program or not. As a matter of fact, if you've been paying attention, if you go to www.getpaiddailyWithDory.com, you can get a copy of my free 6-figure blueprint. Okay, that shows you exactly how we do this step by step. That costs you nothing, so don't be scared to go get it. And also, that will involve you in my email campaign, so you can see how we're sending out emails to people and making sure that they get this information. You can also find that on my link tree. Okay, but if you want to go to www.getpaiddailyWithDory.com, that information is right there for you. But I need you to know, like, you're going to come now or you're going to come later. But the way we do business in these United States of America, we're in a season of disruption. My last statement to y'all is tomorrow. Tomorrow. Somebody type tomorrow. 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 I'll see y'all tomorrow because the Dory on Purpose show is back, baby. And when I say we are coming back with a vengeance, our guest tomorrow is going to blow you away. She is a powerhouse. Her name is Miss Naja Janine Roberts. Let me tell you something, baby. She is the queen of cryptocurrency. That's another thing. You got to get with the program, guys, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, our currency is changing. Just like the world is going digital, our currency is going digital. And whether you like it or not, you must understand where we're going. She just wrote a book. She's currently on a book tour. Her book, you need to go to Amazon and check out her book. It's called The Queens in Crypto. When I tell you, I can't wait for my book to get here. Miss Naja Roberts, when I spoke to her on that platform, baby, I was blown away by her knowledge of cryptocurrency, by her commitment to the community to make sure that we learn and understand what's going on in our economy. And she is a Black woman from Los Angeles, California. Just bad to the bone. Keisha, you couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said it any better. Our currency is going digital. You need to come to the podcast tomorrow and check out my guest, Miss Naja Roberts. Hold on. Yes. Check out my guest, Miss Naja Roberts. We will be live tomorrow on the Dory on Purpose show at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you know, let me just show y'all my face as I get out of here. We are now on every platform. You can see it on your Apple, wherever you love to watch your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, and a host of others. Thanks to my good girlfriend, Miss Tony Simmons Henson, who put me on and told me, Dory, you got it. You got to take this thing to another level. And I took her advice. And now we are officially a podcast. So with that being said, I'm gonna lead y'all out of here with the podcast music, because y'all remember this from last month when we talked to all those amazing women that we talked to last month. Let's get out of here. Thank you for spending the last hour with me. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time. And I will see you tomorrow at 1:00 p.m. as we get back into the Dory on Purpose show. Peace and love, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Put some fire in the chat, y'all. Let me see that fire. Hey. Let's go. I'll see y'all tomorrow on the Dory on Purpose show.